Hello! So, over the past 3 years I have recorded more than 150 Ruby on Rails YouTube videos, and since day one of my YouTube channel I've had this superrails.com coming soon banner on. And now has come the time that I'm actually building SuperRails as a separate platform. But first of all I need to somehow get all my videos from YouTube to my own platform. So how can I get all the descriptions, all the tags, all the cover images, all the videos, URLs from YouTube to my own platform? Well, I need a way to copy them all. I could do it manually and click through each video, but it would take like forever. I could use some kind of web scraping, so some kind of tool that would copy the titles, descriptions and so on, but that would also add some additional effort. But you and me, we are Ruby on Rails developers and we want to use the YouTube API to get this kind of data. So we're going to use the YouTube API inside the Google Cloud to get information from YouTube, and we're going to copy all our YouTube videos to our local database. So I don't often use Google Cloud, most often for just Google authentication. And let's see what we can do to get YouTube videos API. So I'm going to go to the console, and here I can have an organization. So you would want to create an organization, a project. Here I have already selected one, and I'm going to search for YouTube data API, I think. Let's search for YouTube data API, and here it is. And you would need to enable it in your application. So I already have managed because I have already enabled it, but you would click enable. I click on manage, and it brings me to the dashboard. I'm going to create a credential that we're going to use to access the videos. So I'm going to go to credentials, create credential, API key, and it has been created. And we now need a way to interact with the YouTube API. So let's go to the Google API docs in GitHub, and it says that there is this gem Google API Ruby client. And to install the particular API that we need, we're going to find a gem that would that will fit this pattern. So Google APIs, YouTube, and it is also going to be version 3. So let's try adding the right gem. I'm going to go to my application and go to gem file and say gem, Google APIs, YouTube, underscore v3. Okay, I'm going to bundle and ensure that this gem actually exists. And yeah, it must have already been bundled. Let's continue. So I've added this gem and I now need to authenticate somehow. So let's just copy this. I'm going to do it in, just a blank file. And instead of drive v3, we'll have YouTube. Here also YouTube. And here U and capital T, UBE, service.new. Here also it can be YouTube. And instead of drive authorization, it will be youtube.key. And inside this key, we are going to paste the API key that we have generated. So I'm going to copy it, paste it here, and let's see if we can actually authenticate. I'm going to go to the Rails console. And yeah, require Google API, get the service, add the YouTube key, and now to be sure that it works, we need to make some kind of API request. So we are going to search for the possible API requests in the code base of Google API client, and what I found, there is this command list videos and list searches. Let's find list searches. And list searches allows us to get information about all the videos from any channel. So let's try using this API call. I'm going to have youtube.list searches, and we're going to say snippet. So what is snippet? If we go to the documentation of YouTube data API, we have this snippet. So I'm going to get the published ad, the channel ID, the title, description, thumbnails of a video. So we are going to get the snippet, then we're going to add the channel ID. So channel ID, and we need to input a channel ID. So let's try doing it either with my channel or any YouTube channel. Basically, we can find this channel of an unknown YouTuber and go to About, go to Share, copy channel ID. I will paste it here. Okay, and we're going to say that we don't want like all the videos, we want just 5 videos. Let's say max results equals 5, and just in case, if we make this search, it can give us not only videos but playlists also. So we will say type will be video, and let's try making this request. I will say response equals this. I will copy and make this request here, and it seems to have been successful. Let's go and look at response. Here it is. Let's have a look at the beginning of the response. So we have a list of items, and we have a token for the next page, page information. So using this next page token, we can actually do pagination, but we'll come to this later. So we'll have response.items.count, and it is 5 because we said that we want to have just 5 items in this list at the moment. And let's get, for example, the first item.first. And we have the ID and video ID. So this is the video ID. Let's say .first.id.video ID. Here's the video ID. Let's copy it for later. We might need it. And let's get the snippet information. So items.first.snippet. And here we have the title. We have description, and we have thumbnails. Let's try having a look at one of the thumbnails. Let's open it. So here is one of the thumbnails. Okay, looks fine. So what if we want to get more information? You see, the description is not complete. If I click description, then you see it gives just a small part of the description. So it makes an API request to get a bit of information about multiple records. But what if we want to get all the information about just one record? For this, we will do another API call. It would make not YouTube.list searches, but YouTube list videos, I think. Let's try response YouTube.list videos. We will also have snippet, and we will have a video ID. So ID, and here we will have a video ID. Let's get just some kind of video ID. Again, I will say first ID video ID. Here's this video ID, and we will want to get all the information about this specific video. So let's try making this API request, response, and here we have a lot of information about this one specific video. So again, we will go to response.items. Here we have already the whole description. We might have something about tags. Let's try let's try searching for tags. I do not see tags. Maybe the video does not have any tags, but at least the description is complete. What if we want to also get the duration of this video? Let's go to the YouTube API, and here, except of snippet, we can also get other things. So let's try to see how we can get the duration. Content details. So except of snippet, we will also add content details and see if it gives us the duration of a video. Response, and we have duration. Yes, we do. So we will say response. Where is it? Response. Dot items dot first dot duration. Okay, it doesn't work like this. Maybe duration is nested somewhere deeper. It is inside content details. So I will say dot content details dot duration. Now duration is in a very specific format. So let's try to understand what kind of format this is. duration is in ISO 8601 format. So we would need another way to convert this kind of duration from ISO to integers, for example, but this is not the topic of the video. Yeah, so do we have everything that we need? Yeah, so we have a possibility to get a list of videos. Then we can get just the IDs of videos in this list, and then we can make an individual API call for all the videos to get the specific details for this one video that we want. So looks fine. Now, how can we just use this not in a console, but in an actual Ruby on Rails application? How can we move information from the API to our local database? So let's first decide which data we want to have locally. We want to have the title, description, that will be text. Title can also be either string or text. Let's make it text just in case. We will have duration, let it be just string for now, and later on we can make it something different. What else? We want to have a thumbnail URL. Let it also be text. And possibly we want to also have tags of a video. Let's say tags. And maybe the time when the video was published. So let's say published at date time. Okay, I think this can be enough. So let's create a model. I will say Rails generate model episode or video. And let's run this in our application. So Rails generate model. Let's have a look at the migration, create videos. Here it is. Okay, let's run this migration. Rails db migrate. And now we need to create some kind of service that would run, that would get all the videos and create them locally in our database. So a best way to do this would be via jobs. So I'm going to create a job, Rails generate job, YouTube, and inside it will be list videos. Let me make it like YouTube, list videos. And we're going to pass in a parameter of, for example, channel ID. In case we want to get videos from multiple channels. Let's have a look at the job that we have just generated. Jobs, list video job. Okay, and we're going to move this kind of code from our, from nowhere into list videos job. Let me also just copy it into the readme just in case. Okay, so how can we move it? So the require will be outside of the block. We will initialize YouTube. We've got the YouTube key. The channel ID is going to be passed in the params. So channel ID, and here we'll have channel ID. Let's move this into a constant or something. Let's say YouTube key equals this. Here we'll have YouTube key. Okay, well, let's say we want to have, well, yeah, for now it will be just 50 results, only videos, and our task is to get a list of video IDs in the first job. So first of all, we're going to get a list of video IDs, and then we're going to make an individual API call for each video to get the details, and then we're going to save the video details in our local database. So yeah, let's see. So we've got a call to list all the videos, and we need to paginate through all the videos. So how can we do it? Let's say we'll have video IDs equals an empty array. So the first call should just give us a list of all the videos, and we'll have next page token that will be nil to start. And we're going to run this YouTube list searches in a loop, because we can get maximum 50 results, but if we have more than 50 results, then we need to do this kind of pagination. So we'll have loop do, and inside the loop we are going to have this API call to list the videos, and we're going to populate the response IDs, and we will have so response dot items dot map. We're going to get each item. We're going to get each item, and we will say item.id.video ID, and we'll say compact to delete all empty data, for example, just in case some kind of video does not have an ID, or if it is nil or just empty braces. And I'm going to add these IDs to the list of video IDs. So I will say video IDs plus equals response IDs. So we're going to kind of add these to this array that is empty initially. And we're going to also get the next page token for the further pagination from the response. So I will say next page token equals response dot next page token. And just in case, we need to add the page token here. So page token equals next page token for the next API request. So the first API request will have next page token set to nil, but the second will already have it from the first API request. Okay, and we're going to stop running this pagination if the next page token is nil. So if there is no next page, I will say break if next page token is nil. Okay, and in the end we are just going to have a list of video IDs. Let's see if this would work. I'm just going to comment this all out, and I'm going to try to run this job. So to run this job, I will be able to go to the console and say YouTube list videos job dot perform now, and I'm going to pass a channel ID. And what is the channel ID that I want to pass? Okay, let's go and get my YouTube channel ID. So copy channel ID, and here it is. So I will just say Super Rails channel ID equals this. I will comment these lines out so that it's just easier for us to execute them later. Okay, and I expect to get a list of video IDs. Let's see if this would work. I will go to the Rails console, and let's say x equals this. Okay, and just in case, like if we make it just 5 results per request, then we might have too many API requests. So I'll make it 50 results per request. Now, as I'm already in the console, I will say reload, and once again I will say x equals this. And I expect us to have a few API calls, and x will be a list of YouTube video IDs. And here we are. So here's a list, and let's say x.count. We have 166 videos in the list. That might be the approximate number of videos I've got here. Now, I don't know how to see it on YouTube. Yeah, 166 videos. So the number is correct. Okay, the first API call has been successful. Now we'll need another API call to get the information about each specific video and generate the videos in our local database. So I think a good way to do it would be to have a separate job for each API call. And in the same job, we can possibly create the videos. So I'm going to create a new job. Let me name it create video job. I will go back and say Rails generate job, YouTube, create video job, and I'm going to pass in a video ID. Let's have a look at the newly generated job. So create video job, and here we will pass in a video ID. Now going back, I'm going to have to copy some boilerplate. So this, then this, So initializing the connection, and I'm going to make an individual API call. So I'm going to copy this. Okay. So we will have a response, and from this response I'm going to construct a hash that we are going to find a video locally or create a video locally by. Let's try running this job. Yeah, and the ID is going to be the video ID, and let's try running it. So I will just get a random video ID, for example this one, video ID equals this one. I will have the command, let's say like x equals create video job dot perform now video ID, and let's try and see if it works. So yeah, I will comment this out. I will go to the console. Okay, let's open X, and here is the information about this specific one video for which we made an API call. So we will go to x.items. X items will have title, description, and so on. So let's generate some kind of video hash. Let's say video hash equals, what do we have in our local database? We have title, we have description, we have duration, what else? Thumbnail URL, and tags. And let's see, how can we get this information? Items dot first, does it have tags? No, I don't see the tags. Okay, let's go and start from something easier like dot title. Okay, first, why doesn't it work? First, maybe I should say dot snippet. Okay, first dot snippet. Okay, now I was just not in the right level of nesting. So I will have response dot items dot first dot snippet dot title. Let's like I'm going to get this information for each of these, so I will just say snippet equals response items first snippet, and here it will be just snippet dot title, snippet dot description, snippet dot duration. Let's see if it works. Snippet dot duration. No, because the duration is not on the snippet level. Let's see, duration is in the content details level. So yeah, I will still need response dot items dot first dot content details dot duration. Let's just check x dot. Yeah, we've got the duration. We will have the thumbnail URL from the snippet. Let's get one of the thumbnails. So let's say there are a lot of thumbnails presented, but we don't need all of them. We will get just the one with the highest resolution. So for example, dot thumbnails dot maximal resolution dot URL. Okay, and if we click this, then we have the image opened. So that would look nice. Let's copy it, and lastly we have tags. Now tags are an array. Let's say snippet dot tags, and we would want it to also possibly be stored as an array in our application. So how can we store it as an array? We are going to use serialization for this. Let me go to the model. Let's go to the video.rb model, and we will say serialize tags as an array. And thinking of this, I'm going to change the migration. At the moment we have tags as text, but we are going to have it not as text. Maybe we can have it as not as string. We will have it as text. I will just go back, Rails DB rollback. I will say text for tags, Rails DB migrate. Okay, and going back to our tags, we are going to say tags equals snippet dot tags, and I think this might work. So let's see if it does. Now if I run the same job, instead of the response, I will most likely get the video hash as the result. Let's run the job once again. Oh yeah, I need the video ID. And so X, and here we have this kind of payload that we can use to create a video locally. So here, after we get the video hash, I'm going to say that we want to find or create a video. So I will say video.find or create by video ID. So we're going to first find the video if it already exists, or we're going to create a new one, and then we're going to update it with the video hash. Yeah, do we have the video ID in our migration just in case? No, we do not. So we need to also add the video ID for us to know where the source of the data is. So I will just go out once again, Rails DB rollback. I will add t.bigint. No, the ID can actually be a string or text. Let's say t.string video ID. Okay, Rails DB migrate. Okay, so we're going to find or create a video by the video ID and update it with this video hash. Let's see if it works. At the moment, if I go to the Rails console, I will say video.count, and we have 0 videos. And now if I run this command, 1 video should be created. So let's open the Rails console. I've got the video ID. I run this create video job. Okay, and it gives me an error. KW does not exist. Okay, column KW does not exist. Find or create by video ID equals video ID. This should work. Let me reload and try once again. And something seems to be saved in the database. Let's say video.count, video.first, and we have this video created locally in our database. So looks quite fine. Okay, and next step would be to actually schedule this video create job for each video inside our list videos job. So here we've got a list of video IDs, and now we want to use them. So I will say video IDs dot each do video ID. We're going to schedule a job. We'll say perform now, because we don't use any ActiveJob adapter at the moment, and I will pass in the video ID, and this should create all the videos locally. So I'm removing all this. So we first of all will run the YouTube list videos job, and it should schedule jobs for each video ID that we get. And then we're going to make a separate API call for each video and find or create a video in our local database. So let's try running this. Actually, this can take quite some computing power and some time. So I will get a channel ID. Oh yeah, I will reload because I've done some changes just in case. I will run the command, and it should generate lots of videos. Let me also start the server. I will go here and start the server. Okay, and let's run the command. and you see there is a lot of computation going on, and you see lots of videos are being created. So it might take quite a lot of time, but I think all the videos will be ported from YouTube to my channel. In the meantime, let's see if we would like to post another, to copy another channel. Okay, this one has like 740 videos, it will take too long. Let's, I don't know, let's drop it. So you see the videos are being created. If I open a separate console, I think I could see the video count, but let's just wait. Usually you would not want to have this kind of like jobs being performed now. You would want to perform them later, and you would want to have some kind of ActiveJob adapter and perform them not in line with your processes, but as a separate parallel process. Okay, so it looks like all the jobs have been completed, and here's the final result. Let's go to video.count. We've got 137 videos. Some of them seem to have not been ported correctly, but it is another problem to debug. Let's get video.block title, and here I have a lot of titles of all my videos. Let's go to video.all, and here you see I've copied basically most of my YouTube videos. So looks well. And that's basically how you use the YouTube API. I think the two most important API calls when using the YouTube API are the YouTube list searches to get basic information about a lot of videos from any channel, and list videos to get detailed information about a specific video. So that is it. I hope you like this episode, and see you in the next one.